So tell me about yourself and what attracted you to the natural health industry.
My passion for natural health started quite late in my life, around when I was 30 years old after I had a back injury and wanted ways to assist my pain and increase my well-being other than taking painkillers or having surgery. So I had a love for yoga and nutrition a few years prior, but this period I began to do further research and just discovered a lot of scientific explanations that really back up the natural health industry as a reliable source. So I then found ways to make small changes in my health by changing my diet, taking time for self-care, removing toxins from my home, and other things that not only made me feel better physically and mentally, but then also allowed me to be able to help others feel the same.
And what are some of your strengths?
I'm approachable, and people throughout my life have tended to confide in me in times of need. So, this has led to a lot of open and honest conversations, which I know will be carried through in my career, and patients will recognize this and feel comfortable. I'm an active listener and don't listen just to respond, which will assist patients in their journey. So, in summary, I feel that I am a people person and can connect with people, which is really beneficial in a one on one type situation.
Okay, and what are your weaknesses and how do you overcome these?
I feel that sometimes I'm not assertive enough. So there may have been examples in my previous professional career whereby I've probably let things slide too much. However, I'm aware of this and have become more assertive over time. So in a clinical setting, I just feel like I would need to be aware and to be assertive in setting patient goals and expectations and just make the patient's journey clear to them. I also think that sometimes I may take on other people's feelings and emotions. So in this role, I would probably just need to protect myself a bit.
And why should we hire you?
I'm passionate and committed, and I've worked really hard to get where I am today. So I discovered my passion after working in other corporate fields and kind of gave up my previous corporate life to join the industry, and it's been an amazing journey. So these life lessons set me apart from other practitioners as I'm fully committed to everyone that will walk through the doors, and I'll go above and beyond for every patient as I understand their position and what it means to be in that journey, as I had my own a few years ago.
And what sort of skills and experience will you bring to this role?
As I mentioned, I'm an older graduate and have had extensive career experience prior. So, I previously worked in a project manager role whereby I had to be really organised, diligent, and a really effective communicator to get my job done.
And can you describe to me a time when you've had to persuade another person to do something that they're not willing to do?
Yeah, a time that comes to mind was to get my dad to begin Pilates and yoga to help his frequent and recurring back pain. I had a few conversations with him and he said that he would try them but never really committed. So it kind of became clear that he was not really that willing to go. I sat down with him and explained to him how I found that they had benefited me and my back pain and gave some examples. I showed him my full range of motion and asked him to perform the same exercises so that just we could compare our movements and our pain levels, and he was beginning to understand the benefits. I took him to a class and he mentioned later how better he felt. So I think by putting an effort in to educate him rather than just talking at him was a lot more beneficial, and also trying to understand his persistence and possibly even fears as why he was reluctant.
Okay, and where do you see yourself career-wise in 5 years?
I'd love to be really well versed and known in my field within 5 years with a strong client base, and I'd really like to be known for going above and beyond for all my patients.
Okay, perfect. And how do you practice self-care and mindfulness in your lifestyle, and why are these important to you?
Self-care and mindfulness are really important to me, so I practice yoga regularly and meditation, and they're sort of my activities to set me up for the day or week. I also use a grateful journal where I write 3 things that I'm grateful for that went well that day and things that I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And these really help me appreciate the here and now and just to focus on positivity and self-love.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. So, how do you take time to self-care and how would you translate the importance of this to your clients?
Well, to me, taking time to self-care is an important factor in maintaining balance within our lifestyles. As practitioners, I feel that we need to take this time to re-energize ourselves, whether that be emotionally, physically, mentally, or spiritually, in order to provide our patients with the optimal best treatment we can give. I personally spend my spare time doing what I love with the people that I love. I find that being outdoors and near the ocean nourishes my soul and sets me in a happy mindset for the busy week ahead.
Great. And do you think you have an inner child? And how do you think allowing your patient to tap into theirs would assist their health journey?
Well, I believe that everyone has an inner child. I think this type of treatment could be positive for some patients, but definitely not all of them. There may be some patients with emotional or mental trauma from their childhood, and that could still be affecting their health. It may be too upsetting for them to bring up these memories again. I believe that we definitely would need to tailor treatment method to each individual patient.
Great. And what are your greatest strengths?
I have quite a few strengths, but if I had to choose just one, I believe it would be my extremely strong work ethic. I pride myself on not only meeting deadlines, but exceeding all expectations and requirements. I've worked in a customer service-based position for over 8 years now, and I've also learned exceptional skills of teamwork and problem solving whilst under high pressure situations.
Great. And how will you use these strengths in a face-to-face clinical setting?
Within a clinic, I think it's important to have a strong team of practitioners with similar goals, values, and work ethics. I believe that my customer service experience will allow me to treat patients from all backgrounds with compassion and empathy and provide them with a professional and rewarding service.
And what are your weaknesses?
I am a perfectionist, and I do find delegation to be a weak point for me. In the past, I have been afraid that if tasks are delegated, they may not be completed to the level that I would adhere to. But over the past few years, I've learned that I can't complete every task alone, and that in order to exceed, the delegation is necessary. And sometimes there is someone that is more suited to completing these tasks than me.
Sure. And what are your motivational or personal values, and how will you translate these to your clients?
Well, I find myself to be a caring and patient person. I've worked within several industries now where I have practiced these personal values on a daily basis. And I believe that this would aid me in showing compassion and providing support to future patients.
Do you believe attribution therapies will provide value to you and your patients in your role as their healthcare practitioner?
Yeah, definitely. I believe that as practitioners, it's important for us to remember that there are several internal and external factors that could be influencing a person's lifestyle decisions, their beliefs, and their choices. And that may be why they're not always following our recommendations.
How do you think you can mentor your patients or the general community to lead good health and healthy lives?
Well, I believe in the saying, practice what you preach. I think that it's important as practitioners that we set a good example of a happy and healthy lifestyle. If our clients can see that we're living these happy and healthy lifestyles, then they'll be more willing to take advice and recommendations from us.
Yeah, great. And what does mindfulness mean to you? So, how will you encourage your patients to be mindful and use this technique in their healthcare journey?
Well, to me, mindfulness refers to being in the present moment. Mindfulness is, I think it's essential in coping with stress, relaxing, concentrating, and just enjoying our life. Some techniques that I use include taking just a few minutes to focus on breathing, taking a walk, a swim, or just doing something that I love.
Excellent. And why do you feel this is the right job for you, and what called you to this profession?
I think this position would be perfect for me because I'm a highly motivated and customer-focused person. I have all the required skills and expertise, and I've always had passion for a healthy and happy lifestyle, and I want to be able to help people within the community achieve these goals as well. I'm determined to make a difference, and I feel that within your clinic I'll be able to do this.
Excellent. And what are your long-term career goals, and how will this position help you get there?
The position would be perfect for me because I'm after a busy clinic that would allow me to build up a strong clientele backing and just get my name out there so that people know who I am. They'll want to come see me. I believe that your clinic has strong, similar values and goals to what I strive for, and I'm confident that I will succeed within your clinic and it'll succeed with me there as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.